Hi guys, Maria here. Just doing a little intro to the video that you are about to watch. There's no title yet, but we just wanted to shoot this, so we just wanted to tell you that Elaine and I will be talking about mental health awareness and how do we each personally overcome our own fears, anxieties, and depression. We also just want to dive into little bits and pieces of our knowledge on the issue, and I think by just having a conversation about it creates awareness, especially here in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah, Malaysia. I myself battle anxiety and panic attacks since young, so in the interview I will share a little bit on that. So do watch this podcast, enjoy, sit back and relax cause it's a long one.
Hi guys!
Oh.
Hi!
No.
Hi guys! I cannot kan? Malunya saya. Okay. Hi guys! Welcome to the Jumpa office and we're here filming with Elaine! Okay, hi Elaine.
Hello, Maria.
This is Elaine, I'm Maria. And I'm here today to have a little chit-chat with Elaine about mental health. The month of May is Mental Health Awareness Month worldwide. Yeah, and for Malaysia, mental health awareness is
In the quarter of
the third quarter.
The third quarter of September towards October.
Yeah. So that's for Malaysia. But we are doing this because we don't really want to follow the month of awareness or whatever.
I think it should be every day.
Aware all the time. So
Those are the dogs.
yeah.
Those are the
Sorry for the dogs. Okay, so Elaine, do you wanna introduce yourself to the world of KK?
My name is Elaine Audrey, and I was really. Okay, I'm Elaine Audrey. We are both based in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah. I am a commercial talent. I host and whatever you want me to be. Wow.
I would just like to introduce to you a little bit more about Elaine. Elaine joined Miss Universe Malaysia. When did you join?
I joined this year, 2019.
2019 on March, did you?
Yes, in March.
In
So I
March.
was the finalists, 18 finalists.
For Miss Universe Malaysia. And before going into Miss Universe, she had a cause. Because everyone has to have a cause, right?
Yeah, and advocacy that
And advocacy.
you need to believe in order to use your voice in any other pageantries, I guess. So mine was mental health awareness.
Why did you choose this advocacy?
Because I had my own experience. I also have depression, but then just a minor depression. And so when I venture into my career, when I meet new people every day, so young women come up to me and would tell me, I admire your work, I admire you, you always look like you are content and you know what you want in life. But honestly, that's not true at all.
Okay.
I may look like, okay, she knows what she's doing, she has it all, but no, I'm always blank in my mind. Like always challenging myself, struggling every day, So when these young women come up to me and ask for advice, like how do I be confident with my height, because I was the shortest contestant in Miss Universe Malaysia 2019. So I guess with that gave me a drive to want to speak up about it's okay if you're not 180 centimeter tall, you can, if you believe in it, you have a good cause and your heart is pure in the things that you want to do, I think you can go far with that. It's not about a pretty face. I mean, a pretty face can only last you for a amount of time, right?
Yes.
So with that, I realized these young women had no idea of what the industry is about and how it is. Like the entertainment industry is very powerful in today's era. It's crazy, like our digital, how our technology are all developing in a vast period of time. So with these young women, again, sorry, you're like,
Never mind, just bebel.
these young women come up to me and ask me, how do I be better for myself because I'm pressured to be like this. I'm pressured to look like a certain someone. I'm expected to be somebody else. So with that, I felt so heartbroken because I thought I was the only one dealing with this issue. And to see all these so much potential in these young women that because of depression, because of this pure
Anxiety.
the frequent daily anxiety that comes to a person, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
So for me, I wanted to be a voice to tell them it's okay, take it one step at a time, and your depression episode and everything will be okay eventually. It's not like an overnight thing that you can overcome.
And it's not a taboo.
It's not. I honestly went through that whole she only wants attention because she's depressed, and like all my life I didn't know I was depressed till that one point I decided to meet someone, a doctor, to discuss about how I was feeling. I was confused. I was just all over the place. My emotions were all over the place, and it affected my friendship with my girls, because they didn't understand. I didn't understand myself. So then I found out that I have depression. So I want to overcome it, and I don't want it to be a reason why I'm feeling in a certain way.
And then what goes through your head when you're having like this phase of depression? What goes through your head?
To be honest, a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't even know what is right and what is wrong. So when I have, let's say, an anxiety episode like I have right now, so I would tell myself, okay, like analyze why am I feeling this way? Analyze it. Okay, if I feel shit about something, just try to calm down and understand the situation. So does the whole situation really affect you as a person? Are you in charge of all this negativity that is going around, or are you just feeling things that you're not supposed to feel?
Yeah, because social media plays a big part on like young girls.
Yeah.
They want to, like you said, act a certain way, be a certain way on social media.
Yeah.
But they think that they think that it's not have a standard. Have a standard for themselves.
Yeah.
But and then if they don't meet the standard, they don't meet like a certain likes, like certain amount of likes.
Then they will fall through the drain and like, I'm not enough.
Yeah, but then some people on like Instagram, they also like treat mental illness as like a joke, a way to get more likes.
Yeah.
And all that. Like they may pretend that I'm sick, I'm ill, just to get more likes.
So
and that is also like something not really healthy.
Yeah, not healthy at all. So I was in this episode in my life where I wanted to do something about mental health. I wanted to have that drive and actually go to schools and educate younger, our generations basically. But then to have some people on social media that I know personally, act as if they have depression, and just to have these numbers on social media just makes me sick. Like I didn't know what I was. I didn't know whether what I wanted to do would benefit the people around, because of these people these young girls or young men who look up to these influencers and say like, this is what they do, like, oh, we have to support them just because they happen to be your idol or something. So with that, at the same time, I question myself, how do I proceed with voicing out if this is this situation is going on social media?
Yeah.
So basically, I don't have an answer for that. But
because how can we tell those people apart? Those that are having anxiety and depression.
Are they real, or are you just
we can't tell.
Yeah,
we can't
are you
tell,
depressed because of the numbers that you're receiving?
Yeah.
So
we really can't tell. So it's just depending on the person, the morals and all that.
Yeah, I guess.
Any one experience that you can think of that is very like
impactful.
One experience that you feel like on mental, on like maybe breaking down.
Oh,
Like suddenly you feel like that is your lowest point. What is that?
I feel it every day, to be honest.
Your lowest point?
Yeah, it's basically battling with myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like you judge yourself more than anybody else in the room, basically, because I don't know what you're thinking. You don't know what I'm thinking. So I could tell myself like, oh, maybe I'm not enough. Like the content I'm telling you now is not valid, or so it's a frequent battle within ourselves, basically. So my lowest point was, well, I can say, let's touch on Miss Universe.
Okay.
Miss Universe Malaysia. So I was privileged enough to be one of the finalists.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like the responsibility to be, a role model to younger girls, because I've had some DMs telling me like, oh, you're my role model and stuff like that. I'm like, what actually did I, what achievement did I do to be a role model to someone else? So then, it's because because I was one of the shortest within the finalists, and I was brave enough to speak up and brave enough to just be on stage and just be yourself and to believe in your dreams. So okay, fine. Then I take that as a something so positive. Then just twist it around whenever I feel negative about myself. So then, at one point, just before the gala night for Miss Universe, I broke down when I saw my mom, because
She came.
Yeah, my parents came to watch me.
Okay.
So the whole week of I'm sweating so much. The whole week of preparation for the gala night, I was in control of myself. I knew what I wanted to do. Just go, just drive through it. Like, don't even break down for one moment. Then once I saw my mom, I realized that I was numb the whole week. Just trying to be the perfect...
Just like a robot.
Yeah, like just trying to be the perfect version of myself, for myself, because of all this expectation from people, like, okay, you are perfect, you can do this, you can do that, you're doing so well, but I'm actually struggling myself inside. And then I saw my mom, like, cried suddenly. Then the organizers just came up to me like, what's wrong? No, I was just feeling numb this whole time. I didn't realize that till I saw my mom. Then I broke down. After the whole makeup is completed, so I'm like, okay, ruin my makeup. Then I
had to touch up for you.
Had to touch up a few times.
Okay.
Then I analyzed why I was feeling that way. Then I told myself, okay, you are putting so much expectation to yourself, and no one around you is actually telling you what to do. Like in a certain hairstyle or certain makeup, that's all you. So I broke down because I couldn't stand it anymore. That was my recent episode. Recent episode. So till that time, until today, I realized that had to happen, because then now, if that didn't happen, I wouldn't know how to feel, how to overcome all the anxieties that I frequently have.
Okay. So when you broke down that time,
anxiety level 101.
Sweating already. Okay, so your experience, your lowest, you told us your lowest point already in the Miss Universe competition. And I want to ask you, like, how did you tackle your lowest point at that time?
Well, with the Miss Universe, Miss Universe Malaysia, I had to cry. Like, a lot of people think that whenever you're in a bad situation, that if you cry, it's a
weak thing to do.
Yeah, like you're weak. I think it's the most courageous thing you can do for yourself. Just let it all out. So when I just burst out crying and everything, just let it all go, let the whole emotion go, I felt better.
Because I think you let everyone see that low side of you already, and
so
then you don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. We're all here. It's okay, we're human, we can cry, we can feel shit about ourselves. We have those days. So once I let out my tears, I had makeup, touch up and everything. So I told myself, okay, you did that, you understand why you were feeling so much, that to the point you cannot even feel anymore. So I told myself, okay, you are here for a reason. You're one of the finalists for a reason. people look up to you for a reason. Not just so simply like, oh, okay, like, okay lah, I want you lah to be my role model. It's not like that. You have to, I think everybody, we all have our own role models and our own reasons for them being our role models. So then I tell myself, let it be, okay, yeah, I don't need 10 people or 50,000 people to tell me, oh, you're my role model, you're perfect and stuff like that. I only need one that truly believes in me and that I make a difference to her or him. So I tell myself, whoever this one person is, I'm pretty sure there's one person out there. So make the best out of it. Even it's for your own good. So that's how I overcome it. Just flip everything to the next page and just put all negativity into a positive one. Like, okay, people expect me to be in a certain way, to walk in a certain way, to look in a certain way. Why? Maybe because they see potential in you. So that's why they tell you, okay, maybe your dress should be like this, your attitude should be like this, stuff like that. Like, stop crying, Okay, maybe it's okay. Like, okay, you feel shit about it, people telling you, and who loves confrontations? I don't think anybody just loves confrontations, So when they tell you these things, just take it in a positive way. Tell yourself, okay, maybe I look better in this hairstyle. Maybe I look better in this kind of outfit, or I am better in a certain attitude. So that's how I overcome myself.
So it doesn't mean that they give you all this criticism. It means that they hate you or sabotage you, but more like you have to see it in a different way.
Yeah, you have to see it in a different way because I truly believe at the end of the day, let it be, I don't know how many years or what, but at the end of the day, you only have yourself. And that I think it's the only thing that you can give back to yourself is to just be grounded and be calm and just take all things in a positive perspective.
I want to ask you, when you're traveling, do you get like anxious of like flights and all?
No.
Like flying.
I hate flying.
You get anxious when it's like
Not really.
because that is my most like, oh my god, I'm gonna die.
Actually, I love flying. I just hate the waiting.
Oh,
I think everybody hates the waiting, right?
I love the waiting. I just don't want to get on a plane.
Oh, okay.
I just don't like the turbulence.
For me, I'm okay.
Yeah, I mean, so you're okay with.
Yeah, I have had experiences where it was a bad flight, and the only thing I could do was be ready.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just be ready because you're up there and like there's nothing else that you can do.
Not bad.
Yeah, so just
you chill.
Be ready and just be content and okay. Just always don't fly when you just had an argument, then
don't say anything.
yeah, just say better don't say anything, just live with it. Yeah, I truly believe
okay. Anxiety. So your anxiety, how or like depression, how did it affect your friends? Okay, maybe let's just talk about your friends first.
Well, it was bad. I didn't know that I was in this episode where I just didn't know. So then my friends would tell me, why are you always whining? Why are you always complaining? Like, oh, she just wants attention. I don't know what they were thinking about, but to the point I realized that everyone was so worried about me, but then I guess they took it in a different. They made it in a different way to approach me, like they didn't even blah blah blah. They didn't tell me directly like, okay, what's wrong with you, stuff like that. They would just tell me like, oh, you're so negative all the time. What is why are you so negative all the time? I didn't know.
Okay.
I didn't know. So yeah, then I told my ex-boyfriend about this. I told him in the most random hour. I told him that maybe I need to see a shrink. So he got like offended in a way, I guess, because like why do you need, like, I'm here, like I can talk to you, talk to me. So for me it's hard because I don't know what I'm feeling. I feel this constant battling in my mind that I honestly don't know. Like, it's not that I want to seek attention. It's wrong to do that. You know, like you're depressed and you want attention. That's just wrong.
Yeah.
But I needed help. I wanted to be better. I just genuinely wanted it to stop.
Okay.
So then he said, everything is in your mind. Don't worry about it. So okay, I left it be, and then I remember I left it be for a whole year, and it got worse.
Okay.
So I broke up with him and stuff like that. So I was in that phase where I was negative all the time.
Okay.
So I guess my friends were affected that I was just this negative little being, you know. Like
how long ago was that? Like,
I think that was 2-3 years ago. I think
okay.
2 years ago, just recently.
okay.
So then I was studying in Miri, so I decided to meet someone in Miri because I'm studying there. Yeah. So this doctor, I didn't know what to expect during my first session with a real doctor. Expert on this.
Okay.
So she just asked me like, okay, before anything, I would like to know like, how many siblings do you have, or is your parents still here? You know, things like that. So I just mentioned about my family, and then she said, oh, okay. I think I know where this is going. Tell me more about your friends or your past relationships, stuff like that. Did you got abused or stuff like that? I'm like, no, not really. So then when I spoke to her, I felt relief. And I told her one thing I was really clear on. I want it to be over. I'm done with feeling so shit about myself that I'm sure there's a way to flip that.
Okay.
So she told me, not many people wants to do that. Some just wants to be on medication, and I think we all honestly can understand why. Because you just want the pain to stop. You just want the voices in your head to stop. And it's not just all, make believe, like, oh, it's all in her imagination, yada yada yada. So yeah, I just wanted somebody to be around with, so I can just, okay, I don't know why I'm feeling like this. I feel so confused, and things like that. So it's really hard to explain why.
Because many people, they experience depression and like anxiety differently.
Yeah.
So sometimes not many people can explain what they're going through and all that. It doesn't mean that they're not going through anything.
I think why people call it a taboo is because us, like for me to have depression, it's hard for me to explain. So then this, the other friend would take it as she don't know what she's feeling. Why she wanna say she's depressed?
Yeah.
So that's exactly it. Like it's hard for me to explain how I'm feeling. Like I just feel confused. I feel lack of motivation. I feel just blah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Let's do that one more time.
yeah. Yeah, like you feel not productive at all, but you have this amazing idea. For me, like I have this amazing ideas to do a lot of things, but then I just don't have the energy for it. Like
It's just there. How about, did it affect your family? Your family knows that you're going through all of this?
My sister knows. When I told my dad about it, he just, I think he didn't want to go deep with it. Just say, oh, okay, anything, just, relax and just calm down.
And how did that affect you? Did you actually want more support from your dad?
The thing
or
about,
do you feel like, okay, as long as he knows?
Yeah, it was more as long as my dad knows what's going through with, me and my life and how I was feeling. Then it's okay. I didn't want like, okay, so what do we do? What do you want now? Like, I didn't want that. I just wanted somebody to say like,
when you say you didn't want that, because you didn't want to burden them, maybe with this.
Yeah, kind of something like that.
Because you still want to keep a little bit for yourself.
I want my own. Sometimes you just need your personal space. So I didn't want them to just keep knocking on my door like, are you okay? Like, why are you out now? Why are you drinking there? So
I
also went through that whole I went out drinking. I relied on alcohol.
Oh, okay.
So
alright.
whenever you saw me in waterfront, that was it.
That was her having depression.
That was it, having depression. Let's go. So yeah, alcohol.
Okay.
So
That's
yeah,
good
then I
stuff.
told myself, okay, once you're done with university, once you are actually earning your own money, then I think it's time to stop doing this. So then okay, I eventually stopped going out. So people tell me like, whenever I go some places where I used to go, like, oh, lama tidak jumpa kau, I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Like, so
Thanks
yeah,
for supporting you. So yeah.
I relied on alcohol, and that's a bad idea, because then
That's it.
it's more of I postpone my feelings. Like I didn't want to face it, so I was afraid to face what I was feeling. Like I was afraid of, telling myself like you failed life, you failed life, all the opportunities given to you, you messed it up. You screwed up yourself. They screwed up your life. I didn't want to face that.
Okay. But do you have that? So you have that one person that you can always talk to? Do you have that one person or
Yeah,
two person?
I have my boyfriend now.
Yeah.
He's very
So
supportive.
He's
Yeah.
supportive in whatever you do, whatever you feel.
Yeah.
He's there to be like, okay,
Yeah, like okay. I know
let's
what.
chill.
He would. I think among everybody that I've met, even my families or my closest friends, I think my boyfriend, I've only been with him for a couple of years, known him for a short period of time, He's the only person who knows when to leave me alone and knows when to approach back. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Like you have this, you have certain friends who like just keep nudging on you, like tell me what's wrong, like what's wrong,
Okay.
like I just want my space, like just
Okay.
leave me alone now. So
I'm the type of person that if anything goes like wrong or like I start to feel panicky, I'm the type like, oh my god, I'm panicking. Tell me what to do. And then I go through this process and all that, and then like
it's
different people go
different
through.
people. For me, I'm more angry.
When-
I'm angry not to other people. I'm angry at myself. So people always tell me, why are you so like, you look so arrogant, you. I mean, it's my face, like I'm battling with things in my mind right now. So I may look like I'm sombong, but no, I'm just doing shit in my mind,
Okay.
Yeah, so I like to be alone when I'm having one of those anxiety episodes where I feel down, so I just needed to calm down for an hour or two. Just do my thing, like sleep on it, or have my coffee or tea, or read a book, or just play Sims.
Play Sims.
Maybe.
Did you just
be
download
occupied.
Sims?
Yeah. Just be occupied with the
Okay.
things you love to do.
Okay.
Then eventually my logic will come back like, no, you're just overthinking things,
So what do you think about like mental health awareness in Malaysia or maybe in KK?
Well, I can't say about our country itself, but within in KK, I think it is going. I think it's getting serious now. Yeah, I feel like it's getting serious because of all this. I mean, come on, like let's admit, our digital world is amazing nowadays. It's a powerful tool to, I don't know, just to promote your stuff, to be an influencer maybe. I don't really like the word influencer, but yeah. To be, to have numbers. Numbers is so important. It feels like if you have 30K followers on Instagram, it feels like you have 30 grand in the bank, which is not the case, it's not the case. So, I think technology has stepped in and be one of the main causes in this whole mental illness issue.
So social media.
Social media, yeah.
Social media.
Not technology, social media.
And then we maybe about the story about the girl from Kuching that used her social media, her Instagram, to make a poll about whether she should live or die.
Yeah.
And that is already like she's suffering from maybe depression or like some form of mental illness that she could actually ask her audience
That and
to determine whether she lives or die.
yeah,
And that's like
apparently majority says death is the answer. So
she jumped to her dad.
Yeah,
And
you never know when somebody's going through the hardest time, the hardest day of their lives, and then for somebody to just post something like that, yeah, it could be a joke.
Yeah.
But it can also be something really serious.
yeah, it could be a joke to the people who chose that. Because they might be thinking that
Maybe
she's
she's
doing this.
joking,
She's just doing this for attention.
Yeah, probably.
And
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised. So like social media plays
a huge role
in
mental illness.
mental illness. But like mental illness in KK, do people talk about it? Have you seen any like forums or like classes?
No, but it's getting there. I feel like it's getting there. It's slowly, but hopefully, surely, be one of the main, not attractions. what am I
Not
talking
main
about?
attractions of
Main-
KK.
Main cause that we basically like schools like hopes like in our high schools would learn more, because we didn't learn about mental illness in high school. It was just all about like getting A's, like to determine your
We have
university.
pendidikan moral, but pendidikan moral didn't teach us
Yeah,
anything.
they teach us it taught us to be nice to other people,
Yeah,
not nice to ourselves. So I think that is
true.
important. Yeah, a subject that is compulsory for schools to have. Like,
An after school subject probably.
I would love to go.
Yeah.
Easily approachable? No, I guess because we feel, a person who's depressed don't just want, they don't want to speak up and say like, oh, hi, I'm
I'm
Elaine, I'm depressed. I don't think that's the case.
Yeah.
I think they're more of, they're afraid of being judged. I think, judgment is one of the most, I
Yeah,
don't
but
know,
that shouldn't be the way, no?
it shouldn't, but I guess culture, how the family is, the people you're around, you're
Yeah,
surrounded.
that's why education on mental health, awareness on mental health is
it's
so
really important.
important in KK. And then I think like people should start having more conversations about this in KK. In your own hometown. People who have like depression or like we don't know.
We don't know,
We don't know. They are like so happy on like social media, and then it's like the next time you see them, they're like hurting themselves or like
I've seen a lot of those.
or like they commit suicide, and you're like, I didn't know he was
Like for
at that
me,
point.
I think I posted in 2017, I think, but this is just a random short video about how I was battling. So then a few people, surprisingly to me, who I thought was, had everything together, like their life was just okay, DM me on Instagram and say, wow, I didn't know you are going through this, because I'm going through it. I'm like, oh, it shocked me how just one post can touch, let's say, one person, can change their mind on, actually, it's okay to say, I have depression. It's okay to be depressed, because what else can you do about it? Yeah, when I asked my doctor, is there a cure for this? I'm like, no. It will take years and years and years to get used to flipping negativity to a positive one. So, every day is a struggle. But we all should be grateful for, to be alive every day. And for me, taking your own life is not ideal to do. It's more of someone calling for help, and that help tidak macam sampai another person. So then what can they do about it? And we society just shut off whenever it comes to mental health issues. Oh, dia gila, stay away from her. We have this mindset, and let's all admit we have that mindset.
Yeah, and mental health doesn't have to stop at like single people or like working adults, but also like mothers that have just given birth, the postpartum depression.
Yeah, that is real.
Yeah, that is real.
And
I think I see a lot of mothers.
Yeah.
So, but you see, we don't call them gila or anything.
No.
It's just their body changed.
Yeah.
And they feel so sad about it.
Yeah. And
That's why they are Yeah.
I think people should be more sensitive and be more understanding towards another person. Like it also affects like because I have friends or my sisters, like ladies, we carry your child for 9 months. I'm like I speak as if like I experience it, but no. Like you carry the child for 9 months and you expect the next day when you give birth like poof, back to Victoria's Secret body.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, no, it will take a long time because some girls, some women, when they heal differently.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, some just
And they bounce back differently also.
Yeah, different, and how like you may feel half of how you used to feel. So with all these people coming to you and say, oh, are you expecting your second child? Like, no, I'm still healing from my first birth. Okay. So yeah, people
But then
should
these models on Instagram,
the one different story lah. Maybe they
these models on Instagram, like mothers should not like look up to them so much. I feel like take time to heal, take time to love your body, and then after that, do what you have to do to
like my sister. She would tell me like, look at this girl. She's an athlete. She just gave birth. 1 month later, she's back to like being fit. I'm like, okay. First of all, you're no athlete like her. I mean, she's an athlete, but like not extreme as this role model of hers. But she probably got pressured to be back into shape. You never know.
Yeah.
Like, you don't just post something and say like, oh, I'm pressured to be this way. I'm pressured to have 6 packs, stuff like that. No, you don't. We don't post things like that on Instagram. We post things that we want people to look at and say like, wow, I admire your life. Like I want your body. Or maybe she hates her body now. Like, maybe she just wants to be home and relax for another 9 months with like, postpartum body. Like you never know. So I tell her these things. I'm like, don't judge yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Like you just gave birth.
Yeah.
Okay, you gave birth to a child, to someone.
Yeah.
You should be proud of that.
Yeah.
Be proud of your body.
Okay, suddenly our phones appear. I don't know. Okay. This happens. So now let's talk about people that commit suicide.
Okay.
Like because that's also a part of mental health, right?
Yeah.
Like what led them into jumping off that ledge? Do you have any experience about
Yeah, I do.
the suicide?
I had, when I mentioned my first post about coming out to mental health, that post was delayed actually for I think a week. I wanted to post when I felt like it was the right time. So it happened on a Friday, I think, and then I tidak jadi post lah because I felt like okay, maybe I can wait till next week or tomorrow, and then I got a news from a friend who this another course mate decided to end his life because of the pressure that he was getting. I don't know, from his family from studies So I knew this guy because he's the clown of the class. He's always funny, he's jolly, like any conversation ngam with him. So it's always positive lah. So for me to receive that news just really confuses me and broke me even at the worst time of the time was
at the time.
Yeah, so and then I beat myself up because he followed me on social media. I followed him on social media. So I told my boyfriend, I said, I could have just posted this. He could have seen it,
Okay.
and it could, probably make him consider like, should I leave or should I not? Like, oh, somebody is also going through the same and she happens to be my course mate, So then I felt so horrible. I felt horrible, and my boyfriend told me, hey, you're not responsible for it. You didn't know that he was going through it. And I said like, okay, nobody actually knows anyone who's going through this issue, yeah. And it made me want to speak up more about mental health. So the next day I posted, I think a few days after that, like when I felt better from the news and everything, I posted that in hopes that people out there who is considering to end your life would actually, look at my post and say, oh, I thought she had everything all together, but she's also going through depression. So okay, maybe I'm not bad. My situation,
I'm not alone.
I'm not alone. So yeah, and I had another course mate who was overseas, who also ended his life, and we played dodgeball together in school. So I thought he was, one of those cool guys, like, okay, I got my shit together, like we play dodgeball, and he had a few conversations with him, then found the news, it really broke my heart as well, because like, hey, like even though we played dodgeball together and we only had conversations through dodgeball, it meant a lot to me because I got a positive vibe from him. Then to know at the end like he was also going through the same thing breaks my heart even more. So I told myself, you know what, it's okay if you're feeling like this, because it doesn't matter if you're feeling like this, but I think what matters most is you helping out another soul. Like you can't help the rest of the world, like who are you to do that? But then if you can help one person, I think that's more than good. So
So you have two friends that.
yeah, I had two friends.
And I have one friend that also committed suicide, my course mate.
Oh, okay.
And also our course mate here and course mate there. University dangerous lah.
No joke.
So I have this course mate. I think I wouldn't want to say his name lah, Kanton. He was a little bit on the feminine side. He was always like, like that, very, very friendly, very, see, all these people are always like friendly outside. He's always like playing around, and he's not the clown, but he's more of like the annoying, noisy friend. That's always like, oh my god, what are you doing? But he's so good at what he was doing. Because I studied graphic design and multimedia design, and he was so good at like animation, graphic. He went for like Australia. He went to Australia for like a term there, and like did so well, distinction, and had a scholarship and all that. And he came back, and we ended the course and everything, and then I went back to KK for like a winter break and all that. And then got the news that he jumped off a building. He jumped off the building, and I still remember the night he jumped off the building, he posted something on Twitter. He posted something that said, there are so many voices in my head. And I saw that tweet. And if only, like you said, if only I replied, if only I contacted him, because we were quite close also, but I didn't contact him. I just treated it as one of his ways that he was getting attention. Yeah, I treated it as like that. Oh, this guy, I know how he is. He's just like, getting attention and all that. But little did I know, just right after that tweet, he jumps off. Yes. So I feel like, it's so hard to differentiate the fakes and the ones that are really going through something.
I don't know, it breaks my heart.
I know. I have that, but that's just one friend that I have, and it's already affected me so much until today. He's always on my mind.
There's two friends of mine. It's always on my mind as well. Whenever I go through, my episodes, like, okay, breathe.
Yeah.
And I think we forget to breathe all the time. So we have to breathe.
Have you ever gotten a thought in your head to end your life?
Yeah, but whenever it comes to suicide, my logic comes back. It's like, okay lah, bagus I end my life lah. What for lah? Wanna like this, wanna like that. Like, you know, you struggle every day. You go through all the loops every day to get to where. Are you okay now? Like, you think you're worth it? Like, your achievements, are they valid? You know, like, might as well just die lah. Like, I want to stop this pain, these voices in my head that is just so crucial to you some nights, you know. Some nights you're okay. But then at the same time, the other logic, Elaine, just ask myself like, and then you die, what you get? Yeah lah, the pain ends lah, but then and then what you get? Then after that, you know where you're gonna go?
You're gonna help.
Yeah. Like that. So like, okay lah, yeah, it's quite, for me it's, I don't think suicide is the way lah. I'm sure
you don't have the right to end your life.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, that kind of thinking, like you will burden your family more. You will, you know. So that's not fair. Like, there are so many people who loves you, and then you don't love yourself. You want to end it. So what happens to all these people who, you know, like admire you, and then what? And then you decide to end your life, and then for them, like, she was my role model, or I looked up to her. Like, she was so like this and that, like wanted to do everything to achieve her goals and everything, and then suddenly she entered like, what about, so my dream's not valid now, so I don't want to do that. Because even though I'm not responsible for people, you know, how they feel, how they want to judge me, but then these things matter because we have friends who ended their lives, so it affected us. It will eventually affect them. So that's how I think.
But what was your way of suicide? What did you think of? Like, cut wrist?
I don't know. Whenever I try to, what do you want? Like, cut myself, everything. Sakit lah.
Sakit lah.
You know, it's a dumb thought lah.
Yeah,
it's a dumb
yeah.
thought. Like, oh, like, that would be painful. Like what? Like overdose? I'm like,
Overdose? Alcohol overdose? No.
there's no all of these options for me. Like, I don't fancy. So I'm like, you know what? Leave them out. Like, leave them out. There's no point to have that thought in your mind.
Because I had a very like scary moment when I wanted to end my life. And at that moment in time, I was a little kid. I was like 6 or 7. I still remember the time. I think I don't know how did I come to that decision, but like I was, my parents were like probably scolding me lah. And I felt so like, you know, as a young kid. And then I was so frustrated. And then the thing that I did was, I went alone to the kitchen. I took out the knife. I laid it. I still remember how many knives I laid down on the table.
Damn, she dark.
I laid out all the knives from the one that chopped the big one, and then the parang, and then to the smaller. Then I was looking, which one should I choose?
Badass. Damn, at 7 years old, guys.
I was like 6 or 7. I still remember. And then I still remember. And then I took like somewhere in the middle, and I was ready to like. I was ready. I was so frustrated at 6 or 7. I don't think I've told this to anyone. Did I ever tell you? Did I ever tell you? No. Yeah, I remember it. And then like I was about to like, then I poked myself again. I was like, painful ka. Then, but you know, I didn't go through it lah. Because I'm still here kan. But imagine ba, 6 or 7 ba,
Can
already can make the decision to end it.
It's pretty deep, Mario.
Yeah, so I feel that like mental health has to start like
Really
young.
When you born already
mental health. That's like one of the things that's why I was asking you. Like, what was your like most almost but tiada, that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, mine, I don't know.
Have you got into an accident before?
Not so serious. Only like scratch.
Okay.
And that lah. Yeah. I have friends though who, life.
Yeah.
But then let's go back to you, since I already shared my Miss Universe.
Oh my god. Sis.
Malaysia experience with anxiety.
Yeah.
You joined Undung Ngadau
Yeah, I joined the
for
this year.
fun.
For fun.
Yeah, so
I call it like social experiment.
yeah, she calls it social experiment.
Yeah.
For me, I say like she joined for fun. Lah.
Yeah.
But then still got fifth lah, okay?
Yeah, not bad.
Hello,
I
not
feel.
bad lah. So what was going through your mind like throughout
I first
to decide that okay, I want to join?
to decide that I wanted to join took a lot of people.
Okay.
Took a lot of people to say you faster
Yeah.
and take that registration form.
Yeah.
So my first experience was with the DBKK and the DBKK district, I guess. One of my colleagues sent me the form lah and said, Maria, you go join lah, try lah. So I was like, okay lah, try lah. And then that time pun I found out that they naik the age to 27. So when I heard that news, I was like, wow, not bad. They actually, usually it's 25 and then that's the end of your life.
Yeah.
But then that's the end of your
pageantry.
Pageantry life for you. You don't get to experience that anymore. But then they moved it up to 27. So I was like, oh, that's a good change up this year, especially the new AJKs and all.
It's a good opportunity for girls like us.
Yeah, because we're all ready. So then they up, and then I thought to myself, okay, try lah. I'll try, and then the anxiousness came in when I had to learn another whole new language.
Understand.
Get it? And I had to because I normally converse in English.
Yeah.
I had to kasi biasa with Malay again, which I'm not really good at. So I think because I was not confident in that side of the.
Yeah, I understand. So it brings you down.
It brings me down. But I guess during the Undung Ngadau Penampang, a lot of people were helping me with walk, how to stand, how to pose, and especially the Kadazan and the Malay part, the questions. The questions were in Malay, and you can answer in Kadazan or Malay, but I answered in BM lah. But to get the flow is very hard to talk in Malay. So I think, as I said, that was what made me a little bit unsure of myself.
I question yourself.
I questioned myself. By the time, I still remember the time I sent in my form to Penampang, I was like, what did I do to myself? What have I got myself into?
I can't turn back time.
Yeah. Did you feel that during Miss Universe, or you were like?
I honestly didn't expect anything. I'm like, okay, top 24 first, and then top 24. Oh, sorry, it's top 18.
Terus top 18.
Top 18, 24 and 18. So I got into
24. You cannot tell people first.
Yeah, 24 was confidential. So I had to fly to KL for a short interview and a photo shoot. Basically, the photos where people will see which is who and who is the contestant. So
that's the one.
That default photo, yeah.
Oh.
And the interview was mostly about myself, where are you from? How old are you? What do you do? What's your hobby? And really simple things like that. So after that, then I just if I get into that
for a while.
Yeah, if I get to the next level, then okay, I'm in lah. If not, then what to do lah? So I got it. So I'm
but you didn't tell people until you arrived, right? Is that
the gatal? I'm enjoying this now. Now I feel like so stupid. Just earlier, we were all sweaty and nerdy. So yeah, it's
Actually,
actually it's good. It's
actually really good.
Tidak.
Oh my god.
It's good to be start anything.
Yeah.
And we know we're aware of what we
Yeah.
are doing.
Yeah. So you didn't tell people that you were in Miss Universe until the day you arrived KL.
Till the day I arrived and for boot camp, I think because I was
Or is that confidential, or could you tell beforehand?
it was confidential, but I could tell like my family stuff, basically my friends and my families, but not the whole world, you know.
Okay.
But then again, I had my chicken pox 1 month before boot
Oh
camp.
yeah, yes, I remember.
Because of my, you can see scars. So
Mhm.
I think I was in that moment to focus on healing.
Mhm.
Like I cannot stress. If I over stress, my scar's not gonna heal. You know.
Oh,
So
really?
I believe in that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I try to like focus on getting better. Just enjoy Christmas time, everything.
Yeah.
First Christmas that I had to wear everything very alim, like
Mhm.
long sleeve and everything. But I didn't mind.
Mm.
So yeah, it took me. Even during the whole boot camp thing, I was still healing.
Oh, okay.
My scars were still healing, and if you notice, there's a difference between my boot camp photos and my current photo, which is now. That you can see the scars are a little bit deeper back then.
Ah,
Now
okay.
it's still visible, but it's better. I feel like.
Even out
So
there.
yeah, so it was confidential, and to get into top. Honestly, I forgot top 18, top 17. I forgot. I really forgot. So the next step, lah. Then they told us they will only reveal the finalists after boot camp is over.
Oh.
Yeah, so we had to do shootings right away on the first day, and we weren't with our phones the whole time because we had to stand. We had to be on camera, and so we don't want to be doing that the whole time. So then when they told us at the end of the day, surprise that we already actually revealed the top finalists.
Ah.
So we were like, oh, okay lah, fine, no biggie. To the point where everybody wrap up already the day. We got our phones. Then we checked back. There was just notifications after notifications saying like, good luck. Oh my God, this and that. And we had to post so much in a day so that to promote.
That's
sponsors.
part of your
Yeah.
what you call that?
Part of my
Activity?
Requirement.
Requirement.
Yeah, I guess you
Ah.
could say that.
To post.
So yeah, I didn't say.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
only till my first post that I had my finalist Miss Universe Malaysia. Then I had everybody.
Yeah, and then everyone was so excited, especially me. Super
like,
excited. Oh my God.
I didn't know what I was going.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect till everybody's like, "Oh my God, you go!" I'm like,
Yeah.
like, what's the big deal?
Try Ani.
Yeah, literally, I just try. I went to face my fears because I was in a pageant 9 years ago. Yeah, so that really changed my whole pageant view because I wasn't treated well as a person, as an individual. It was a lot of unfairness in the game, So like, why do I have to do
competition was that? What?
that? Let's not say.
Oh, okay. Let's
Yeah,
not say.
so I won that competition. I felt like
Okay.
I didn't deserve the crown. So at the same time, that was my first time encountering peer pressure. Like, you're not tall enough, so you need to be toned up, you need to be skinnier, So I was at this point where I didn't know what's skinny and what was toned. I couldn't even differentiate because I just wanted to lose more weight. So Rajvi, shout out to Rajvi again, she was the one who pointed out, like, are you anorexic? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm healthy. Like, yeah, but you look so,
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, okay. So I didn't quite understand what that meant. Oh, that fell again.
That fell again.
I didn't know what that meant. So I just continued with what I was doing. Like, I worked out every day, twice a day and stuff like that. So yeah, it wasn't healthy for me. And then to the point I had to do everything myself, find sponsorship myself. I'm like, hey, I thought at least I have, some like organizers or what to assist me to do these things because hello, I was 17, not even 18 yet back then. So I had to do everything myself. It felt like it wasn't fair. And to use all my winning prizes, like I only won $3,000. What can I do with $3,000? Makeup already took $500. So I needed heels, I needed dresses, so I needed photo shoots and everything. I had to do it myself, So I didn't know.
At 17, you had to
At
do
17,
everything
yeah.
yourself.
So I couldn't. I think that was my first it built up my depression from there. Then to the point like few years ago, then it finally showed.
You mentioned anorexia, so
Yeah.
that's one of the things also that
Yeah.
like mental health is like can cabang into so many things.
It's different.
So many topics you can
Yeah.
talk about.
So many topics. There are a lot of categories in mental health illness as it as a whole is a vast, I don't know how to call it, category.
Yeah.
It's a lot lah.
Yeah, it's a
You
lot.
can have you can have minor or mild depression. You can ADHD, you bipolar. It's all in that one bubble.
There's so many like mental health can be cabang into like sexual health also.
What does he say?
This
This
is
is
probably
probably beer.
beer.
Oh, water.
And then you're talking about facing your fear. So I also want to mention that I face my fear in public speaking. Do you have any problem with public speaking? Yeah, so public speaking in a language that you're not fluent in.
Yeah.
Imagine, I had to speak in front of everyone most of the time in Malay. So I think
With Malay itself, we have so different. We have a lot of different Malays, like you want bahasa, and the real one, you want the Sabahan version or what?
exactly.
Sometimes I get confused at the same time, like MC, sometimes I do hosting as well. So whenever clients say like, can you speak in Malay for just to announce this part? Shit. Do I announce it in the Bahasa Malaysia?
Friendly way?
Yeah, or the Sabahan way. So there's a difference. So
No, because my problem with speaking in Malay is I don't mind speaking in like the lurus one, but it's just that I have like a Cina slang
okay.
that I feel like is not nice to hear when you're speaking BM because I feel like it's like people will laugh lah.
No, don't worry. People tell me like, why you Malay? If like Sabahan really kadasan Malay, okay, on like apa gitu kau buat tadi? Okay, that is normal because I grew up like that. But if you want me to speak in, you give me a full sentence, I sound cacat.
Okay. Like
I don't have a Chinese, like that tail accent, but I just sound like is she making it up or what?
She trying too hard to speak BM. Yeah, so that was what going through my mind lah. Like, oh my god, I have to speak in like, should I speak in more like slang, like BM, the Sabah slang, which I'm also not fluent in, but like hanging out with Lawrence really helped a lot with his friends like, especially because his friends so funny, all also very funny talk in the slang. I listen to them and like, okay, I have to say it like this, like this. Yeah, so I think pageant things, if you join a pageant, it really opens up so many other things that you don't know.
Yeah. About yourself. It all depends on the individual.
Yeah, it all depends on how you go with it mentally. Like you go in with like, oh, I'm gonna win, or you go in like, okay, I just try. I went in with like try.
I went in with try as well.
Yeah,
like, the pageant,
like,
but then I got.
See how far you get.
Yeah, like I realized, damn, this is a big deal. Okay, shit, like. People are actually looking at me right now, like
exactly.
observing what I'm doing. Like, okay, you gotta put shit together, girl. Like, and then it eventually became, do your best thing. Yeah. Not just like okay, like this, just face my face,
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. I think you went in with that. I also went in with that. Like, just face your fear.
Yeah. But I know some girls who just do it like, I want to win the crown.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this for fun. I'm giving it 101%.
Yeah.
Girls like that, like
I wanted to beat the system. I wanted to I wanted to go in using maybe people skills, not so much as knowledge of the Kadazan culture and all that. And I wanted to beat the system. Like, could someone join without the knowledge
Knowledge of anything.
anything else. But I was wrong. You have to have the knowledge
Yeah, you have to
of
have-
something.
It's like giving you an Excel job. Okay, do this. Okay, fine. Okay, people just say it's so easy. Like when you're actually doing it, like I don't know what I'm doing. So
Yeah.
eventually you have to adapt and understand the industry.
Yeah.
Then
understand.
you will get there. So the patient, that
Can people see?
how we can help people with mental health illness is that you have to seek for you have to seek help.
Okay. And don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's for the betterment of you, for you. It's for you. It's not for anyone else. It's for you. See a doctor. Seek someone who's expert in this area. Yeah, and don't be afraid to come out and say it, and don't be afraid to be judged, because trust me, everybody judge everybody nowadays.
Every
Like,
day.
yeah, people talk about you.
And they think they know you better.
Yeah, people will eventually talk. So, what is the difference with adding another judgment into your life? Like, for me, it's like, okay, you live your own life. No one's gonna pay your bills. You pay your own
Talk
bills.
to the expert, right?
Yeah,
That's
see a doctor.
The first advice, talk to an expert.
Yeah, like for me, I had to see a doctor because I had no idea where I was supposed to go, or I didn't know anything. So I met a doctor, and then she changed my life. Basically, she let me understood. She was clear enough, like what I was going through. She things like that. You have to see a doctor, and with people who doesn't have mental health issues, I think we should all be more understanding enough to one another and be kind to each other. If you have nothing nice to say about a person, don't say anything.
Yeah.
And be considerate with your words. Like, be sensitive about issues. If you don't like to be criticized in a certain way, do you think another person would appreciate if you do it? I think that's our issue nowadays.
Yeah. So maybe also like create more conversations like this.
Yeah. But not, it doesn't have to be online. But then, like, between you, your families, your friends, and friends should also support this. But also at the same time, if you're a victim of mental health illness, any kind of it, don't go out there and, crave for attention. That's not right.
That's not the
That's
right
not
thing to go
right.
about it.
Yeah. Like, you will only make things worse for yourself.
Yeah.
I
And you
believe.
confuse people. Like, you have a big following on social media.
Not really.
Yeah. More than me.
Not really.
But then you can, like, influencers, they can use this platform
Yeah.
to like
Exactly.
so you have this cause, you can use this platform to make people aware of it. And besides that, like, you can tell people, like, don't be scared and all that.
Yeah, don't be scared. But
Don't think it's like taboo. Talk to someone, correct? And medical education is most important right now in KK, especially. I mean, mental health education is important.
When people tell me, like, why don't you meditate? At first, when I heard that word, I'm like, I want to heal, not to meditate and just not think about anything. Eventually, I understand what it meant because I just started yoga. Actually, I wanted to do yoga for so long, but it never actually, I never gotten into it. And then recently, I was done with trying to pretend I was tired of pretending that I got it all together. So, like, I realized that, okay, you know what, I need to do something nice for myself. So I joined, I entered yoga. So yoga with this amazing instructor of mine, Abigail. So she helped to,
Is it one-on-one?
It's a one-on-one. You can have, or you have a class.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
so
so
you went for the class.
yeah, I went for the class, and I also went for sound healing. So it just not help you 100%. Like, you're not cured after you're done with it. Like, after you're done with class, like, you come out of the door like, okay, I'm cured. It's not like that. It's more like to clear your congested mind and to actually understand yourself better. So it made me like that. So I'm not on medication or anything. I prefer not to. But then if those who are on the medication, then I understand completely. But there's always a way. If you can't afford medical assistance, there's always a way. Like go for
The alternative.
yeah, like
is
do something.
meditation.
Yeah, I always tell people also like work out. It will help.
Yeah.
Do something, dance, or if you like to sing. You know, be in a place where you love most of yourself. You know, you love yourself more. So for me, working out helped me to cherish myself better because then I have a clear mind. I'm like, you know, why okay, previously before I entered this class I feel so shit about this issue and I feel so agitated. I'm like, why? So do your class, do your thing, do your happy 1 hour moment, then you realize that hey, that's not a big deal, just rub it off. So
I went to the psychiatrist before, and it was the year 2016, and it's the worst year of my life.
Oh, don't worry.
Because,
I had a lot of those years.
yeah, and it's like, it was, I think 2016 was my lowest point because I had like insomnia, and then I couldn't, my panic like attacks were like almost every day.
Oh, yeah, I had those too.
Yeah, so I went to find someone for help. So I went to the psychiatrist and I explained my conditions and all that, and then he said that you're having generalized anxiety disorder. So I was like, because I didn't know what I was feeling until at that moment. Then when he diagnosed, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
then you feel better.
Then I feel better actually. I was like,
oh,
so
something
this
is actually wrong with me.
Yeah, well, not really.
I mean, you have an answer.
Yeah, I have an answer to what's all this about lah. I thought it's like something to do with my heart, or my brain.
Yeah.
So it's like, at least I know now, and then he's there to help me. So, and then he asked me if I want medication. So I said I want to try because I really want this to go away. So, as long as you want to get better, it's always a good start, I feel. Yeah. But then the medication, I took it for the first week, and then it was headache every day because that's part of the side effect.
Okay.
Headache every day, and the headache was like right in the middle of your head. And then I was like, never mind, I'll get through this because it's all for me. I should get better. And then after a week, I stopped that particular one because I couldn't take it. But another side effect was that you get totally like very high, like super happy and all that. And I experienced that, and it was so funny. I was like happy all the time, and And then another thing that I took, he said, you try half of the Xanax.
Okay.
Because that's the pill you take when you're like, So like I tried half the Xanax, and then it helped, but it like for a month, if I'm having this kind of thing, I would like cut half and then take it. And then after a while, someone said to me, don't take too much of this kind of thing, because you will get dependent on that every time you're feeling.
So that was one of the only reason why I didn't want medication, because I was scared like if anything I would go through like alcohol.
Yeah.
So then one moment I said like I realized that shit, I have been partying, I have been drinking alcohol to the point where my kidney got affected because kidney got affected because kurang air. So doctor told me, you drink a lot, right? A lot of alcohol every night. I'm like, yeah. So this is why a lot. So I told her my situation, so she thought, I understand. But sometimes you can only take, too much. So I'm like, okay, I understand.
So after that, it was just like...
Yeah, after that, I told myself, cut it out. So whenever people offer me alcohol, it's very hard for me to say... I mean, it's easy to say no. Like when people offer me, like, you want to drink? I'm like, sure, like 1-2 glasses. Like, then when it, Sabah, we love our drinks. So when it's the third or fourth, like I realize, okay, when I have that anxiety already, like okay, I cannot drink too much, or else like I flash back to those days, where I just kept drinking and drinking. So when people ask me, why you don't want to drink, like, Allah, come on, like, you used to drink a lot, so what am I supposed to explain to you why I don't want to drink? Oh, it's hard. But so I just bite my tongue and just, okay, no, I'm tired, or like I haven't eaten anything, just have to say a white lie. Yeah, but yeah, are you still on medication?
No. That's
over already.
That happened like 2016.
That's
so
done already.
That's done and over with. And now if I have anything, I just breathe. Because just
breathing.
And just breathe. I feel that helps a lot.
It helps, really. It helps.
Especially the technique that they teach me, like breathe in and then like hold it.
Yeah, then hold it.
And then breathe out slowly and then hold it. I think that really helps. Music helps also. Listening to like calming
music, not the
I know, because I remember when I was younger, I think it started when I was quite young actually, because I remember going shopping with my friends and I would have like suddenly and then many times, and then in Centrepoint I would go to like the music store. I said, okay, friends, let me just go in here for a while.
Okay.
I didn't know what was happening to me. I was just wanting to calm down. So I went to music store, stayed there for a while and like calm myself down. So I think that I've been having all these little panicky things since.
Yeah, I think it's
but I
growth.
Yeah, but I think practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
So I think now that if I'm panicking, I know what to do already.
You know what to do.
So I just.
But there are some days where it's too much.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, but breathe. Keep breathing.
Yeah. Keep breathing. Sometimes I ask people to like pinch me. I'm like, I want to feel the pain, so I focus on other things.
Yeah,
these kind of little things that you do to like get it over with, to get over that phase. It's as if you worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That like palpitation non-stop, like what is wrong?
Yeah.
What is wrong?
And you think you're gonna have a heart attack, but like
no,
it's not.
You just need to breathe.
You just need to breathe. So maybe we can tell people that
also go to counseling. If
counseling,
it will help a lot. The general hospital probably free if you have kemurungan. They call it kemurungan in Malay. I just found that out.
How about Bukit Padang?
I mean, I think when it comes to Bukit Padang, we are scared as well. Like Bukit Padang, like why? I'm not crazy. It's not about you're crazy or not. It's about healing yourself, and they're there to heal themselves. Like. You have to just put away all those judgmental thought like, okay, I'm going to Bukit Padang to fix me. Okay? Not for other people to judge me. You don't need to tell the whole world, okay, I'm going to Bukit Padang to get my counseling session right now. My first, like, stay tuned. Don't do that. Like, it's for you. So fix you in a very closed door. And once you're ready to speak out, then by all means do it.
Yeah, because when you speak out, you can help other people.
Yeah, you can help other people.
People will know that you're not going through this alone.
And you don't need to make a whole video out of it. Maybe just a simple short post, like, or a simple IG story or Facebook or whatever you are doing with your life. Just I know. If you want to help somebody, then just say like, yeah, I also experienced this and I know a lot of people are dealing with it. I just want to say that you're not alone, and I hope everyone who's watching this or reading this, if you're going through a hard time right now, just know that you got this. I mean, simple things like that really help. Like all those quotes, right? Like you go Pinterest or you go on Instagram, or we talk a lot about Instagram. Like anybody those quote posts or just about life, it really helps just to read something so positive.
29% of Malaysians are mentally ill.
And 29% is how many people?
It's 4.2 billion. Million? Million.
That's a lot of people.
4.2 million Malaysians are having some sort of mental health problem. And 2.1 million of women alone are having this issue, are having some kind of mental health issue. The mental health in Malaysia, it's still in its infancy stage. Nothing. I mean, there are people trying their best to help everyone who's having this problem go through with it. There are a few organizations like Befrienders.
Yeah.
Befrienders. We have Relate. There's a site called relate.com.my, and a few others that are trying their best to help people who are in need.
To push this awareness.
Yeah, but not enough.
Yeah, it's not enough.
It's not enough in Malaysia because I read in an article that the government now promised to have an allocation, a certain amount of allocation towards helping the mental health department. They said that they would pledge to have more government resources to be channeled into mental health.
I hope
We hope that, because apparently the article also said that the allocation has been cut to 8 million ringgit.
Like it or not, one of your family members would, you never know, would be facing it. You yourself, your future children, never know.
Yeah. From someone who's so young, someone who's
Depression is built from a young age.
Yeah.
So when you just accumulate everything, you never know, one day, pop. Okay.
Yes. So either you kill someone or like you kill yourself. Yeah, because gila. No, people think you gila.
People think you're gila. People think I'm gila also. It's okay, what? Gila, you also gila, ma, together we
gila. So how do we end this?
Yeah, so we hope that this short conversation,
not short at all.
Pretty
long.
Pretty lama.
This podcast
will eventually help some of you to understand more of what and how depression evolves and what it is, and that we hope that you would seek help, right?
Yeah, because mental health is very important, and we should all be educated about it, and we hope that this long conversation of ours make you understand what Elaine went through, what I went through,
What our friends went through.
Yeah. So you know that you're not alone in this, having this issue, having this illness.
And it's okay to have
It's
the
okay.
illness. You shouldn't be embarrassed about it.
Yeah.
Like, you need to embrace it, accept it. Then I think accepting is the first step to healing. So slowly but eventually you'll get there.
Slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely. And we hope you would see somebody to help you.
Yeah. Or meditate, like
Yeah.
Elaine said. So, thank you.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. And let's end this with bye. We go sigup dulu.
Sigup.
Okay,
What
bye.
is sigup?
I don't know what is sigup.
I don't know.
Don't know what it means. Just
Just
okay.
not
Bye.
dear.
Good night.